Why do old cars feel alive? Chapter 1. The language of mechanical hearts. There's something unmistakably different about sliding behind the wheel of a vintage automobile. The moment you turn the key, you're not just starting an engine, you're awakening something that seems to possess its own spirit. Old cars communicate in ways that modern vehicles simply cannot. They speak through vibrations that travel up through the steering wheel, through the subtle changes in engine note as you accelerate, and through the distinctive mechanical symphony that emerges from every component working in harmony. This sensation isn't mere nostalgia or romanticism. It stems from fundamental differences in how these machines were conceived and built. Unlike today's computer-controlled vehicles that isolate drivers from mechanical feedback, vintage cars create an intimate dialogue between human and machine. Every input you provide, whether pressing the accelerator, turning the wheel, or applying the brakes, generates immediate, tangible responses that you can feel throughout your body. The carburetor breathes with audible gasps, the transmission shifts with decisive mechanical clicks, and the suspension telegraphs every detail of the road surface. These cars don't just transport you, they involve you in their operation in ways that create an almost symbiotic relationship between driver and machine. Chapter 2. The poetry of imperfection. Modern automotive engineering prioritizes efficiency, reliability, and refinement. Every system is optimized to work seamlessly without requiring driver intervention or awareness, but this very perfection creates emotional distance. Old cars, by contrast, embrace their imperfections as features rather than flaws. They demand attention, skill, and understanding from their operators. Consider the ritual of starting a carbureted engine on a cold morning. You must understand the choke, pump the accelerator just the right amount, and listen carefully to the engine's response. Too much fuel and it floods, too little and it won't catch. This process requires intuition and experience, qualities that forge a personal connection between you and the machine. The car teaches you its preferences and moods, and in return, you learn to coax the best performance from its mechanical systems. These quirks and requirements create character. Your 1967 Mustang might prefer to warm up for exactly 3 minutes before driving, or your vintage Porsche might have a particular gear that requires a gentle touch. These traits aren't defects. They're personality markers that make each car unique and memorable. Chapter 3. The architecture of simplicity. Beneath the hood of a classic car lies a world of mechanical clarity. Components are substantial, visible, and comprehensible. You can trace the path from fuel tank to carburetor, follow the ignition system from distributor to spark plugs, and understand how power flows from engine through transmission to wheels. This transparency creates a sense of connection and control that's impossible with modern vehicles packed with electronic systems and hidden computers. The simplicity isn't just mechanical, it's philosophical. These cars were built during an era when automotive engineers believed in the elegance of straightforward solutions. A mechanical fuel pump, operated by engine vacuum, is inherently more engaging than an electronic fuel injection system, even if the latter is more efficient. The mechanical solution has rhythm, timing, and character that you can observe and understand. This accessibility means that many owners develop intimate knowledge of their vintage cars. They know which bolt holds the alternator, how to adjust the carburetor mixture, and what that particular sound from the rear differential means. This knowledge transforms the relationship from mere ownership to stewardship. Chapter 4. Sensory renaissance. Driving an old car is a full sensory experience that engages all your senses in ways that modern vehicles actively suppress. The steering is unassisted, requiring genuine physical effort and providing detailed feedback about road conditions and tire grip. The brakes demand pressure and planning, making you more aware of momentum and stopping distances. Even the interior engages your senses differently. Metal, leather, and bakelite components age in distinctive ways that create unique textures, scents, and visual patinas. Sound plays a particularly important role in this sensory dialogue. Without sound deadening materials and electronic isolation, you hear everything: the intake breathing, the exhaust note changing with engine load, the differential whining under acceleration, and the transmission clicking through gear changes. These sounds aren't noise. They're information that helps you understand what the car is doing and how it's feeling. The visual experience is equally rich. Gauges are analog instruments with sweeping needles rather than digital displays. You watch oil pressure fluctuate with engine temperature, see manifold vacuum change with throttle position, and observe how various systems interact in real time. This constant stream of information keeps you engaged and connected to the machine's operation. Chapter 5. The soul of craftsmanship. Perhaps most importantly, old cars represent a different philosophy of manufacturing. They were built during an era when craftsmanship still played a significant role in production. Human hands shaped body panels, assembled engines, and finished interiors. While this approach was less efficient than modern automation, it imbued each car with subtle variations and character marks that mass production cannot replicate. You can see evidence of this human touch everywhere, in the slight asymmetries of hand-formed bodywork, in the variation of paint texture, and in the way interior components were fitted together. These imperfections aren't flaws. They're signatures of the craftspeople who built these machines with pride and skill. This human element extends beyond manufacturing to the ownership experience. Old cars require ongoing attention and care that creates an ongoing relationship. Regular maintenance isn't just about reliability. It's about understanding and nurturing a complex mechanical organism. When you rebuild a carburetor or replace worn suspension components, you're not just fixing problems. You're participating in the car's ongoing life story. Chapter 6. Living machines in an electronic age. In our increasingly digital world, old cars offer something irreplaceably analog and immediate. They respond to your inputs without delay, interpretation, or electronic mediation. When you press the accelerator, you're directly controlling fuel flow to the engine. When you turn the wheel, you're mechanically directing the front wheels. This directness creates a sense of control and connection that's impossible to replicate electronically. This mechanical honesty makes old cars feel alive in ways that transcend mere transportation. They become partners in the driving experience, responsive to your skill and attention while teaching you their unique characteristics and preferences. They age and change over time, developing new quirks and requiring different care as components wear and systems evolve. In the end, old cars feel alive because they are, in every meaningful sense, living machines. They breathe, pulse, respond, and communicate. They have moods, preferences, and personalities shaped by decades of use and care. In a world increasingly dominated by disposable technology and electronic isolation, they offer something precious: the opportunity to form a genuine relationship with a beautifully engineered mechanical companion that rewards understanding, skill, and attention within driving experience that engages both heart and soul.